Hello children, welcome back to the class. We are going to discuss about a very specialized or a special mode of reproduction, that is apomixis and polyembryony, and then parthenogenesis and then parthenocarpy. In your NCERT he gave only about apomixis and then polyembryony. Only for your extra stroke I am going to talk some few more examples. Here let me talk about apomixis first. Apomixis means it is the formation of new individual by asexual method, okay, which mimics sexual reproduction, okay, na? Like including seed formation. This is what actually in deeper manner, but in simplest I can say you the formation of seed without fertilization. What? Formation of seed without fertilization, then it is called what? That process is called what? Apomixis. Okay, here the new individuals are genetically similar to the parent, and so they are clone of their parent. Membrane of the clone are called what? Remnants. Means here in the apomixis what happens, children? Seed will form, but that seed is not a resultant of sexual reproduction. Formation of fruit without fertilization is called what? Parthenogenesis. Don't confuse, okay na? Parthenocarpy, isn't it? In the last section I discussed about that, isn't it? Parthenocarpy means formation of fruit without fertilization. If seed is formed without fertilization, then it is called what? Apomixis. Okay, got it? Yes. Now the organism reproducing through apomixis are called apomictic. Okay, the organisms which the organisms which reproducing which reproducing through apomixis or else through this process, then those organisms are called what? They are called apomictic. That process is called apomixis, but that organism is called what? Apomictic. Okay, and it is controlled by whom? Gene. Okay, when the gene control will be there, due to the control of the gene, what happens? There will be absence of fertilization, and then due to absence of fertilization also there will be the formation of seed, children. Okay, this is about the apomixis. Many of the examples are going to be there. There are lots of examples which are apomictic seeds are there. You should inform me, Google it, and then comment me in comment box, or else you can send the answer separately. Okay na? Now apomixis is a form of asexual reproduction, children, just that mimics the sexual reproduction. Means it is mimicking the sexual reproduction, but it is a part of asexual reproduction. Why? Because here there is no involvement of any two what? Sex cells. That's what. Okay na? And then there are several ways of development of apomictic seeds. In some species what happens, the diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division. Okay, always what happens, there should be haploid egg, but in some species what happens, diploid egg cell will form. Diploid egg cell will form. Diploid egg cell will form what? Without what happens here? Without reduction division. When reduction division will be not there, then what happens? There will be no reduction of the Actually what should be, the egg cell should be n in number, but here what happens, it is diploid, already it is diploid. That's what, that egg cell directly it is going to give you what, seed. Okay, now without what, reduction division. Due to these things what happens, apomixis will takes place. Okay, now into the due to some development into the embryo without fertilization. More often, as in many citrus and then mango varieties, some of the nuclear cells surrounded the embryo sac start dividing. Okay, protruded into many of the embryo sac. See, in some plants what happens, children, like citrus and some mangoes and in some orange also I can say, there will be a process which is called what, polyembryony. Okay, embryony. The name itself says poly means what, many, embryony means in a seed there will be more than one embryo. Okay, that condition is called what, polyembryony. That may be due to the action of many embryonal sac action and then nuclear action. Those all things will be depend here. Occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed is referred as what, polyembryony. What actually, children, polyembryony means occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed is called what, polyembryony. It is called what, polyembryony. There are many of the kind, children, just their name I am going to tell you. Simple polyembryony is there, cleavage polyembryony is there. For cleavage polyembryony I can give example pinus. Adventative polyembryony is there, example citrus. Okay, now, and here this polyembryony is discovered by, that polyembryony was discovered by Leeuwenhoek. Who is discovered? Leeuwenhoek in 1719 in citrus plant. Okay, the polyembryony condition is discovered by Leeuwenhoek in citrus plant. Okay, children, this is about the polyembryony. Then next, we already taught about parthenocarpy. That is, parthenocarpy means what? It is the formation of fruit without fertilization, and that was discovered by Nitsch, Nitsch, in the year 1965, children. And then there are many of the parthenocarpy. Genetic parthenocarpy is there, environmental parthenocarpy is there, chemical induced parthenocarpy is there. Those all things are there. But at last but not the least, I am going to talk about significance, some of the significances of what, seed and then fruit. What are the significance, why we are going to stress this much of seed and then fruit formation? First and foremost significance is seed is an evolutionary, evolutionary development. Seed is an what? Evolutionary development in which the future plant is packed, packed, children. Okay, na? The future plant is packed in a dormant stage, okay, in a dormant state with adequate food and then protection, in a dormant state with what? With adequate food and protection. Food will be by the endosperm and then production will be by the fruit. And then second significance is The device is useful to plants for the production of new plants on the favorable substratum in favorable season. Okay, the device, this seed is used as a device is useful. This seed is useful to plants for production of what? New individual. For the production of what? New individual or else new plant. And then third one, fruit protects the seed, okay, in their delicate development stage. And then many of the fruits help the seed in their dispersal. Many of the fruits are there which will be helpful for their dispersal. For example, mango fruit. See, a plant is there somewhere here, mango fruit plant. You are plucking that plant, plucking that fruit, and then you are eating somewhere else, and then you are removing that seed, and then you are throwing that seed in somewhere else. But this plant's progeny or else this plant's next generation will grow somewhere else. Okay, that is one of the very good significance of what? Fruit. Source of many chemicals like sugar, oil, protein, these all things will be very essential source from the fruit and then seed, children. This is all about what I am going to talk about apomixis and then polyembryony. Apomixis will ask for 1 mark and then polyembryony is also asked for only 1 mark. So today's class is winding up here only. So this chapter is finished up here. If possible, I will post a link in my description box of MCQ of this chapter. Okay, I will post in my description box. I will send the link or else the PDF link of MCQ questions of this chapter. So all the best, and then I hope you people are going to read very nice about this chapter. So often and often read this chapter, and I'm telling you now only line by line of this chapter, line by line NCERT of this chapter will be helpful for your MCQ. Thank you.